Hi guys, checking in 2 weeks after my last blog, which is good. Didn't feel the need to duck it this fortnight, so that tells me something about my headspace. Um, we, I'm in Melbourne, in Australia, so we've just gone into another 6 week lockdown period because coronavirus seems to have taken off again, which really sucks. Um, but I have to say, I feel like I'm in a better headspace than I was last time we went into lockdown, which was 5 months ago, maybe. Um, and probably a couple of reasons for that. Like, it was such a shock last time. Um, is probably the first thing. Um, Another one was literally as soon as we went into lockdown, I busted my knee, and tore my medial ligament, and then with gyms closing, pools closing, everything shut down. It was really tough because I was hobbling around, couldn't train, and just yeah, it just all seemed to be really fucking hard. Um, but this time, I've got some better routines, some better idea around how I can train and what I can do, and just generally in a more positive mindset, with things moving in the right direction. Um, Had a pretty big weekend of training this weekend. I'm still not structuring things up a little bit. I like to go for my long walk or slash run on the weekend, but I'm trying to introduce a longer bike ride as well. Did 90 minutes on the trainer yesterday, which is the longest ride that I've done. I can't remember one of the Sufferfest um, hill climbing things. That's good. I just hop on and watched a couple of work videos, watched a bit of Netflix, and 2 hours later, hour and a half later, got some work in. And then this morning, got up and went for a bit of a hike out at Mount Lofty. Did 3 laps, so that's about 13.5 k. While it's not running, it's time on my legs. And to be honest, I think at this stage, the 2.5, 3 hours on my feet, carrying 130 kegs around is probably the equivalent of a 2-3 hour long run. That will be when I'm getting closer to my race weight and closer to the prep. So pretty happy with that. Consistent through the week as well. A little bit of running, got a couple of bike rides in after work. So generally the volume's going up, and I am getting fitter. Calves have been a bit shit. I've been doing a little bit of running or jogging, a bit of run, then walk, recovery, and I've just got to be careful because at my weight, the Achilles and the calves are a bit susceptible. So, I tanked one run, I think, just ended up walking, and that's just because I got some really, I was just sore, and the calves feel really twangy, and at my age, when the calf goes twang, she takes a fair while to get better, so I'm trying to avoid it. From a weight viewpoint, it's been okay. I was 132 kegs this morning, and have been as low as 131 even this week. And that's the thing about my weight fluctuation at the moment is I can fluctuate three, even more, 3.5 kilos in a week. I can have a high point at 134 and get down to 131 in the same week, and then go back up to 132, and then duck back down. So how I actually manage that from a mindset viewpoint is a bit challenging, because like I sort of record my weight on a Sunday, but I'm trying to hop on the scales every day just so I can work out the pattern, because there seems to be a bit of a pattern, where I'll weigh in low, and then I'll jump up about half a kilo, and then another 200, then another 100 grams, another 100 grams. So I'll go low, then I go up for 3 days, like not very much, and then go boom again, and that'll drop down another kilo and a half, and then jumps up again and goes up like for 2 or 3 days, and then drop again. So it's important, because I can have a bit of a dummy spit. If I put on weight, then I can chuck the baby out with the bathwater, go on a bit of a binge, eat like shit, and really put on weight. When all that is that that weekly cycle that my body seems to do. So that's just about understanding what's going on, and looking at where I am in the week, and I should almost be able to predict it. Obviously my diet is a variable that can override that cycle, but what's encouraging is like even in the last fortnight, I've had a couple of days where I've truly eaten like shit. Mid slices seem to be the Achilles heel at the moment. If I've got some, or if the kids have got some in the house, and I'm sitting down watching TV of an evening, that's a real problem. They won't last for long. So even though I've done that, and then if I do that the day after, I'll jump up, kilo and a half, 2 kilos. Generally, the trend is still coming down. I'm a little bit behind on the graph, but I'm catching up to the line. Like I've set myself a target of 0.5% a week, which should be entirely doable. I'm behind it, which is not great. I will get ahead of it in the next couple of weeks, and then we're away. So weight's going okay. Why I have those issues, food issues. I really need to reflect on it. I'm actually planning to write a blog post on eating. How we eat, what we eat, why we eat, and for me, I've got to have a really good hard look at why I eat, what the emotional triggers are. I think occasionally I get things out of whack, and I actually crave, because I'm low on something. But more often than not, it's a psychological trigger, and usually I think it's around, I've been depriving myself. I have to eat so well. Fuck it, I'm going to do what I want. And that's a mindset that's just not going to serve me. So I've got to fix it. So if I do get around to writing that blog post, I'll pop a link in the description below, and you can have a read. But that's it for this week. All good, and I'll talk to you in another couple of weeks.